Hey everybody, my name is Chris Francis and I'm a cinematographer and producer here in San Diego, California. In this video, I'm going to try to answer this question. Is it worth it to upgrade from my Canon C200 to the brand new Canon C500 Mark II? Now this is my fourth video on the C500 Mark II, and in my previous videos I dive into all the features and the quality of the camera and all that good stuff. So if you haven't watched those yet, make sure to go back and check them out. But in this video, I'm going to be focusing on money. Like, actually, is it worth it to cough up these dollars? This is literally, I actually had to borrow this dollar because I don't have any dollars. Is it actually worth it to cough up all your dollars to get that C500 Mark II? In this video, I'm going to use my own finances. We're talking real dollar numbers here to help me make this decision. But you can easily take my formula, fill in your own numbers to help you decide whether it's worth it for you. Now, over 2 years ago, I sold my original Canon C500 and my C100 Mark II, and I financed a C200 and a C200B through Canon Financial Services through their 2-year lease program at 0% interest, which was a pretty awesome deal, not gonna lie. Now I also added a few extras to my purchase like batteries and a side grip for the C200B, so my monthly payment ended up being $623.68 per month for both cameras for a grand total of about $15,000. Now before I get all nerdy and dive into my financial projections for the next couple of years, I want to talk to you for a second about day rates. Now, when somebody hires me to be their cinematographer for the day, I charge a day rate for my labor, but I also charge a separate day rate for my camera package. And if you're not doing this, I highly, highly recommend that you start doing this today for multiple reasons. But in this video, I'm going to focus on doing this so you know exactly how much money your camera package is making you or how much it's costing you. So let's say, for example, if you hire me today, March 9th, 2020, or any time in the last 2 to 3 years for that matter, I would charge you my day rate for labor, and then if you wanted to use my Canon C200 package, I would charge you an additional $250 a day. So I'm going to use that $250 number moving forward for all my calculations. Also, I'm going to refer to these $250 charges as rentals, even though it's not a traditional rental where I'm like renting my camera to somebody else on ShareGrid or something like that. Now, I've kept a spreadsheet of all of my jobs for the past 2 years where I track, among other things, how many days I worked, how much I charged for each job, how much I charged in gear rentals, which is really important for each job. And if you're not doing this, I highly recommend starting this as well today. It's super easy and it's super beneficial. Now, as a reminder, my monthly camera payment was $623.68 a month for both cameras, and I charge $250 a day per camera to rent one of them. So my monthly goal was to get at least 3 camera rentals every month, and I figured if I could do that, pretty much the cameras would pay for themselves. So in 2018, I did 25 paid video shoots for clients where they hired both me and my camera package, which led to a total of $9,200 in rentals charged to the client. Now, in 2019, I did 28 paid video shoots for clients where they hired both me and my camera package, and for that I charged a total of $14,600 in rentals for both my C200 and my C200B. Now, one key thing to note here is of those 28 shoots, 17 of them actually rented both of my cameras on the shoot, so that was a huge jump in sales numbers for me. So in total, over those 2 years, I charged $23,800 in rentals for cameras that I only paid $15,000 for. Now just think about that for a second. Not only did my clients pay off both of my cameras for me, I also made $8,800 in additional profit, and I now have 2 Canon C200s that I own and can do whatever I want with. And I think that's a pretty awesome deal if you ask me. Now, that's cool and all, but you might be wondering, what does this have to do with the C500 Mark II? Well, I'm glad you asked, because things are about to get super nerdy here. Now, I can't predict the future, but if I could, here's how I do it. I'll take the total of the past 2 years of rentals, which is $23,800, and divide that by 2 to get my average yearly rental income, which is $11,900 or $991.67 per month. Now, obviously, these numbers could go up or down in real life over the next couple of years. there's no way to say, but I feel like this is a fairly safe number to use as an estimate going forward. Now, if I decide to keep my C200s moving forward, I would get to keep all of that money as pure profit because both of my cameras are already paid off. So just by not buying the C500 Mark II, I could literally give myself almost $1,000 a month raise, which is pretty crazy. I mean, could you imagine somebody walking up to you on the street and saying, I'll pay you $1,000 a month and all you have to do is just keep using the same video camera that you already own, and that's it. Now, I'll admit that's going to be pretty hard for me to pass up when I put it that way. But let's see what those numbers would be like if I did buy the C500 Mark II. If I do decide to purchase the C500 Mark II, this is probably the path that I'm going to take. Like I did with my Canon C200s, I would opt to finance the camera as opposed to buying it outright in hopes of duplicating my success and having my clients actually pay off the camera instead of me. So instead of doing the 2 years 0% financing this time around, I would probably do the 3 years financing at 1.99% interest because it's a much bigger purchase and I'd like to keep my monthly payment down right now. So the current cost of the camera is $15,999. So at 1.99% financing, my grand total would be about $16,500 once you factor in the interest and a few of the other small financing fees that you have to pay. So by doing this, that would get my monthly payment down to about $458.33 a month, which, going off my previous 2-year track record, should be no problem to cover that at all. Now, the next step I would take is I would sell my C200 and I'd hope to get about $4,000 to $4,500 for it. And then I would turn around and use that money to buy a handful of the CF Express cards, which are super expensive right now. And I'd probably buy the 24 to 105 f4 IS Canon L series lens because that would be my go-to documentary lens for sure. And then I would use the rest of the money towards upgrading my computer, getting more hard drives, that kind of thing. And I would also keep my C200B and all of my CFast cards, all of my batteries, all that stuff in hopes of still including it in 2 camera rentals. And I would just shoot the C200 in RAW all the time to match the image of the C500 as closely as possible. But anyways, back to the numbers. My gut feeling is that for the majority of my video shoots, I probably couldn't charge my existing clients too much more for my camera rental for the C500 as opposed to the C200. And so, maybe I could bump it up from $250 a day to $300 a day. And the main reason I think that is none of my clients are asking me to upgrade my camera. And in fact, 100% of them are perfectly satisfied with the quality that I'm getting them with my C200s. And only about 10% of them are asking me and wanting a better workflow in post, which basically means they would prefer the ABC HD of the C500 Mark II instead of these big raw files here. But, in all likelihood, I'm probably going to be stuck at the $250 to $300 day rental range. For our math today, we'll just say that I can bump it up to $300 a day and I can get clients to pay for that. So I know we're getting way into the weeds here with the hypotheticals, but let's just play this math out just a little bit further. So if I duplicated the last 2 years rentals every time my C200 got rented, if I sub out the $250 that I actually charged and subbed it for $300, we'll pretend that I had the C500 Mark II, and then I just keep my C200B rentals the same, we would end up with a total of $26,900 charged to clients for camera rentals. And if we average that out, that's about $13,450 a year. Now, if we multiply that out by 3 years to estimate the life of the C500 lease, here's what we get. $40,350 charged in rentals, $16,500 spent on the C500 Mark II financing, which would leave us with $23,850 in total profit, cash, plus I would own a paid off C500 Mark II and a C200B, and I would say that that's probably going to be worth maybe total about $10,000 at the end of the 3-year lease in 2023. Versus the next 3 years if I continue to use my paid off C200s and charge $250 a day rental on those. That would leave me with $35,700 charged in new rentals, $0 spent on new camera financing, giving me $35,700 total profit in cash. Plus, I would still own a paid off C200 and C200B, which in the year 2023 total might only be worth like $5,000. Now let's say my clients won't pay $300 a day for the C500 Mark II and they only will pay the $250 a day that I'm charging now. That would leave me with $35,700 charged in rentals, $16,500 spent on C500 Mark II financing, for a total profit of $19,200 total. So based on those projections, over the next 3 years, I would actually make $11,850 less if I owned the C500 Mark II and my C200B than I would if I just kept my C200 and my C200B now. Now, there's tons of variables to consider here, but what if I try to rent my C500 Mark II for $300 a day and none of my clients want to pay that? And they say, nope, we'll just pay $250 a day, and I have to do $250 a day. If that happened, I'd make $16,500 less over the next 3 years. So I'd have to ask myself, would it be worth missing out on, $3,950 to $5,500 a year to have the added features of the C500, the marginally better image quality, the better workflow, which is definitely a plus? Would having that camera get me more gigs than the C200? I don't know. So those are all questions that I really have to ponder over the coming weeks and months before I decide on my purchasing decision. So hopefully going down this rabbit trail with me was helpful to you, and if nothing else, I hope that it encourages you to track your numbers and helps you make more financially informed gear decisions down the road. Now, if you have any questions about any of this, make sure to leave me a comment below, and also make sure to subscribe to the channel because I think I've got at least one, maybe 2 more C500 videos coming out. And if enough people are interested, I will do a video on day rates and finances and that kind of thing. So let me know in the comments below if you'd be interested in that. All right, thanks everybody, and I'll see you in the next one.